The KT-1 is a single-door controller from Kantech, supporting up to 2 readers. This video will step through the process of configuring and connecting a KT-1 controller to Cloudvue. Cloudvue access control with the KT-1 does not utilize Intrapass from Kantech for management. While the KT-1 controller is available in 2 different versions, one with additional features, the setup with Cloudvue for cloud-based access control is the same. A KT-1 controller comes out of the box prepared for standalone usage. You will need to begin by performing a factory default of the board. After applying power via the terminals or by PoE-enabled network cable, the system will boot up. Located in the bottom right corner of the board is the reset button. Press and hold the reset button for 3 seconds. You will then hear 5 short beeps. Press the reset button 3 times to set to factory default. Wait a moment and the board will beep 3 times and flash the reset light 3 times to confirm you have chosen factory default. Then press and hold the button for 3 seconds once more to confirm the selection. The large circular LED on the board will flash yellow to confirm the default. Open a web browser to access the controller setup. The controller can be accessed by the IPv4 address or by entering KT followed by the last 6 characters of the MAC address separated by dashes and followed at the end by a /. The first thing you will need to check is the firmware version reported by the controller. The controller should be using firmware version 3.06.09 or higher. If the controller reports a version earlier than 2.09.02, you will need to update it to 2.09.02 before you can update to 3.06.09. Since the device has not been connected to Cloudvue yet, you will have to configure standalone usage first in order to update the firmware. From this configuration page, click the standalone button at the bottom. Complete the activation steps to enable standalone mode. If the automatic activation fails, you will need to obtain an activation code from the Kantech website. Next, you will create credentials for the installer account, as well as for the operator account. After configuring the date/time, it will prompt you to configure the card format. Neither of these matter too much at this point, as you will default the device again after updating the firmware. Enter a door name. Again, you just need to get the setup completed so you can update the firmware, so only the required fields are necessary. When you are done, click Save. The browser will prompt you to save a config file, which you may keep or discard. Log in using the button in the top corner. You created 2 credentials earlier. Log in with the installer account credentials. Logging in with the operator credentials will not allow you to update the firmware. Once logged in, select Admin from the menu bar. Click the Update Controller button in the Firmware section and select the .kce firmware file. The update process takes some time. The browser will indicate that the device is updating and will reload the browser when done, but it's possible it may appear to hang on 89%. If this occurs, do not panic. After allowing enough time to update, you may simply reload the IPv4 address in the browser to reload the page. If it has not finished updating, this will be clear. If it has finished, you will return to the login page you encountered earlier. As mentioned earlier, you must update to 2.09.02 firmware before you may update to 3.06.09. This means you may have to log in twice and wait for the update to finish. Once you have successfully updated the device to 3.06.09 or higher, you are ready to start the process of converting the controller to cloud control mode. Again, you will hold the reset button for 3 seconds until you hear 5 short beeps. Then press the button 3 times to select factory default. After hearing 3 beeps, confirm your selection by holding the reset button again. After hearing the 5 beeps, the device will reboot again, and the circular LED will flash yellow to confirm default mode. Once more, access the device by the IPv4 address in the browser or using the KT MAC address method previously mentioned. You should note that under the information fields, you have a Cloudvue button to select from. Click the Cloudvue button. Next, you will need to enter your Cloudvue partner ID and account name. These may be obtained from your Cloudvue dealer if you do not know them. When you save, the controller will reboot again. After rebooting, the controller is no longer accessible from the browser login unless you were to default it again. Instead, you will control the device from your Cloudvue account. Log into your Cloudvue account. Using the menu, navigate to the My Account page and select the Devices tab. If the device does not appear automatically, use the Add New Device button and select Add Access Control Device. Name the device and enter the MAC address and serial number, both of which are labeled on the controller itself. Select an existing location from the drop-down list or opt to enter a new one. Click Save when you are done. With the controller listed, the integration should now be complete. The color of the icon will indicate if the controller is online or offline. For more information on configuring the controller for use, refer to the user guide or other videos.